How's life?
Oh, it's moving along.
It's just
a little
moving?
faster than I'd like. But
Yeah. Well, it's already recorded, so we can just kind of talk about whatever you want again, like last
cool.
time. This is gonna be one of those non-MMA ones. You're the only person I have to talk to, because I would say of 2025, our chat in January is the one I get asked about the most, for sure. Yeah, because I
What
think
did they ask you?
I wrote down the 3 ones I got.
Oh no.
Everyone wants to talk about Kung Pao, because you said that was your
I
favorite
did
Kung
say
Fu movie.
something about
I would say 50% of the comments are about Kung Pao.
Wow, okay.
Interstellar 5555 has
Yeah.
obviously the cult following, so everyone was very hyped on that.
Yeah.
And Yu Yu Hakusho were the 3 big topics of conversation. So I have other questions to ask you, but I'm going to start with Interstellar 555 just because that's the one that stood out to me the most.
Yeah.
So, like, what about that? You answered that as your favorite musical, which I think caught a lot of people the wrong way. And most of the comments were, don't know who this kid is. I love Interstellar 555. It's Payton Talbott, my favorite UFC fighter now.
Yeah. I think it's more of a nostalgia hit for me because like my older siblings and my mom would watch it when I was younger. And like, I mean, to this day, it hasn't really been done that way. Like a music video that is made to like an electronic album, but it's like, you watch it all the way through and listen to it all the way through kind of as one. And then recently I put out a techno album.
Oh yeah, I was going to ask you about it.
That was like a big inspiration for that.
Really?
Although it was kind of all over the place. But the idea is to just like have a visual just as much as like an auditory experience.
I was going to ask about that album at the end, but I guess who's Lars? Because isn't that what it's called?
Oh, Lars?
Yeah. If you
this
want to
is
give
the
it
guy
away.
that's got all the access to the files.
Yeah?
He's the guy with the beats.
It's because I saw in the latest video you put out, you had a Mobile Suit Gundam mask. And I didn't recognize just a generic old man mask. Was that what it was?
Yeah.
And then I did not recognize one of the other ones. I asked many people, I'm like, do you recognize this? And they were like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Do you want to keep that close to the vest then?
The people that know.
The people that don't know. I figured you were going to ask that, but I figured, I got to ask. But also a lot of questions about Primus, because you said that was like the best concert you've ever been to. And obviously, Primus has such a cult following, I would say. So I guess, what do you want to tell the audience about your appreciation for the Primus concerts?
Les is just a mastermind. There's like only a couple of bass players that really stand out. Les is one of them.
Yes.
Flea is also another one. But Les is definitely a little bit higher tier in my mind. I have a really fond memory of that concert, and it's like, the motto is Primus sucks, Primus sucks.
Of course.
So I started to chant, and I was like, Primus sucks, before they were going to come on. And some dude in a Primus shirt was standing there, and he was like, well, why the hell are you guys even here? And he was like getting all pissed off.
Why would you go to a concert if you're not going to chant?
Yeah, I just pointed at him, and I was like, hey guys, this guy thinks that Primus doesn't suck. And like everyone turned on this guy. And I just watched him like just get like berated by these people. And then eventually he kind of understood like it was the shtick. And then we laughed about it after.
Well, you brought it up. I literally wrote down who is the greatest bassist of all time as one of my
greatest bassist of all time.
Because you're a bassist, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Les. Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
It's between him and as a kid when I heard Ride the Lightning when I was like 8. Like Cliff is kind of the man to me, just because of the thing. He's all finger. He's no pick.
Yeah, I'd just say Les because he's so much more versatile.
Yes,
I saw him play on like an actual stand-up bass.
Oh, really?
He's just like and he can sing while he does all those. Like I tried to learn Tommy the Cat, and I never fully learned it. Like that song is so hard to play, and the fact that he's singing while he's doing that, like he's just so talented. Yeah,
that is a song that.
Hey, watch the paper there.
Hey, Lillian, you're good. Foul. You're totally good. You guys, right? But I do have a few other questions that people have either asked me to ask you. Some of them I was like, I don't need to ask any of that. But in one of your, I think it might have been one of your recent ones, you used the song "Grief" by Earl Sweatshirt from "I Don't Like Shit, I Don't Go Outside," which. It's between that and the mixtape Earl, the one that he put out. So what is your favorite Earl Sweatshirt song?
Oh, I mean, Grief is just like
It's so good.
it's just a classic.
It's so good. As problematic as it is, I do like his version of Drop from the Odd Future tapes. Remember when they just took beats that they liked and they thought the lyrics were terrible?
I can't really
That's
remember
where
how
you.
that goes.
That's where they had Orange Juice because they liked the beat to Lemonade, but they didn't like Birdman.
Yeah.
So then they just made Orange Juice, and so that's from that album.
Yeah. If I had to pick another one, I would say Nowhere to Go.
Oh yeah.
I know like all the words to it, and it's just like
Dude.
such a strange song.
It's such an odd song.
Yeah.
Oddly enough, but yeah, God. See, this is why we like to talk to Payton Talbott. What is your favorite form of consumption for a potato?
For a potato, fries.
Yeah, that seems to be
definitely fries.
There's a lot of mash, a lot of fries, but yeah. What is your favorite form of consumption for eggs?
Oh, that's hard. They're so versatile.
I know, man. Nature's candy.
Probably in a burrito.
Like a breakfast burrito, scrambled in a burrito.
I went through like a 2 to 3 year period where I ate one of those every single day. Every single day I cooked one.
Oh, you made them, not like the gas station ones.
No,
I
would make them.
Hell yeah.
Make them good too.
Speaking of concerts, what's the worst concert you've ever been to?
The worst. That's a good question.
Because everyone thinks about like the best albums, the best concerts, but no one wants to talk about the ones they were just bummed out. Like I went to see Bob Dylan once and he didn't even play the harmonica, and I was like, what am I doing here?
Probably like Jeffrey Martin. I don't know. Like I didn't even know what I was going to see, but I don't like that genre.
Yeah.
And he just was really insisting upon himself that night.
Have you ever been kicked out of anything?
Yes.
We don't have to elaborate if you don't want to.
Yeah. Like only once or twice.
Only once.
And it wasn't my fault.
Legitimately, I've only been kicked out of concerts. I've never been kicked out of like bars or restaurants or anything.
Yeah, it's only like
because I get a little too excited. I want to be on stage, and I'm not supposed to be.
Yeah, that's fair. That's noble.
What is your favorite breakfast meat?
Favorite breakfast meat? Bacon.
Yes, correct. What's a country you haven't visited that you want to?
I'd like to go to Europe.
Just
like
Europe
Berlin and do the whole techno thing. Or Georgia, because my teammate's from there. He just looked over here.
Berlin is Berlin is my number one.
Yeah.
In, like the world. It's just the scene. There's an excellent comic book called Berlin that made me really want to go to Berlin. That is by far number one. What's an album that you think doesn't get enough love? Like an underappreciated album that is on your cycle that not enough people you think listen to?
This probably isn't at the top of the list, but lately I got caught up on Perverts by Ethel Cain.
Yeah.
And it wasn't really well received by people because, like, I think a lot of people know her for that one hit song, Tolmea.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
I was one of those people.
Really?
But I recently had a relative die, and I, like, wasn't really, like, processing the grief at all. And then I listened to that album all the way through, and it, like, just clicked. Yeah, I just like kind of felt it, and the death felt very real to me.
Wow.
And, like, that album is just a masterpiece in my mind, and it's weird and out there, but it's special.
Well, I literally have a question here too. Is like, what's the last album you listened to where like it just like kind of hit you out of nowhere?
Yeah, I already knew.
Yeah, you just see you're ahead of these. Because I have a lot of these questions with people, and people just like bring up like, oh, I was driving in the car, and then like just wham, it hits you. Like I didn't get it, and now I do.
That was one for sure.
My musician friend randomly just got into Alice in Chains like 30 years late. So what's a band or a musical act that you were late to the party to?
And that's a lucky man.
I know.
I wish I could discover
because he's 34 and he's experiencing Alice in Chains for the first time.
That is my favorite grunge band. For sure.
Yeah.
That I was late to the party to.
He's like, you listened to Man in the Box before, right? I'm like, yeah, like 30 years ago, bro.
Yeah. Dude, I don't think I'm late to the party about anything. No.
Everyone wants to be Payton.
I watched Bad Lieutenant last night.
Hell yes.
And I was like, this movie is amazing.
Yeah,
like, why
dude.
have I never watched this?
Hell
like,
yeah.
It's been out since like 2009 or something?
Something like that. I went through that with Hot Rod, with like Andy Samberg.
Oh, yeah?
I watched that and I was like, how does this not make more money?
Yeah.
Like, it's just turn your brain off.
Yeah.
Like, just silly goose humor.
I couldn't believe it's like not talked about.
Who is your favorite character from the McDonald's Rogues Gallery?
Probably Grimace.
The big purple thing? Yeah.
I'd say either. No, wait. Who's the?
There's the Hamburglar. There's Ronald. I think there's Birdie, which is supposed to be like a chicken nugget.
Yeah, Birdie.
Yeah.
Birdie.
Everyone, I think Grimace is supposed to be the milkshake, from my remembrance. Everyone thinks he's supposed to be ketchup. I think he's supposed to be
he's
like
purple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think he's just supposed to be like a milkshake. What's your favorite childhood book?
I don't know. The first thing that just came to mind, because I read this when I was really young, was A Child Called It. But that's like
Jesus
not
Christ, bro. So last episode you were like, everyone watched Cannibal Holocaust, and now my favorite childhood book is A Child Called It.
Like it's a thing.
Jesus Christ, that's so funny. I mean, we can
I
look
don't know,
at
my
that.
dad used to read me like Stephen King when I was young. Like I didn't really read a lot of children's books.
Do you have a favorite Stephen King book?
No, because I never like really read a lot of them all the way through. He would just read me like bits and pieces of them. So
I think Jordan Levitt was in a book club, and it's like a Stephen King book club. Yeah, the UFC fighter Jordan Levitt.
Okay.
He was the last time I interviewed him, he was reading The Boy Who Loved Tom Gordon, which is such a deep cut. It's a short story about a kid who gets bit by a snake and has hallucinations of a baseball player.
That's random.
Yeah, and I was like, Jordan Levitt.
Sounds like him.
What's a skill you wish you had in life?
Being a morning person, being able to wake up early, consistently. I think I'd be able to get a lot more done.
Do you go to bed late, or do you just not sleep?
Yeah, I usually go to bed late. I've always been a night owl. I feel like it's, easier to do things in the wee hours of the night when no one's watching.
Or wake up early, I guess.
Yeah.
Just flip it. Just wake up early when no one's awake.
It's hard.
I know, man. I know. We've all been there. What's one thing you would change about your job?
Probably just like having more control over like when I fight and like who says yes and no.
Oh yeah, so I'm sure we'll talk
like,
about it at media day tomorrow.
Yeah.
What's your favorite smell?
Santal.
What is that?
It's like I think it comes from like a root, but a lot of people use it as like a fragrance or perfume.
Oh, interesting.
But smells like someone that's nice.
What's your favorite combination of colors? Either seeing a painting of it, or like clothing, or just anything.
Combination of colors?
Yeah. Could be 2, could be 3, could be whatever you like. What's your favorite color palette, I guess?
Black and white.
The black and white, yeah. That's like
it.
Everyone complains that's all I wear. I'm like, what else do you need? Still in some red sometimes, but
the pianos.
That's right. Someone once told me that when I was young, speaking of bands, I just like started listening to, not religiously, but like the Black Keys. Someone told me that their entire albums were played only on the Black Keys, like just sharps. And I was like, that sounds awful. So I didn't listen to them for like 5-6 years. And then I realized that person was just lying to me.
Yeah, it's not true.
That sounds so awful. Because I'm like, just a bunch of sharps. It sounds like a terrible music.
That sounds nice. Like it
just wasn't what I was feeling at the time. So last couple of years, they've added skateboarding and breakdancing to the Olympics. What would you add to the Olympics?
To the Olympics, probably like something super like obscure and like pointless, like hot dog eating contest.
Joey Jessup just cleans out everything.
Yeah.
When growing up in Rhode Island, the first X Games was in Rhode Island. I think they had like artistic bungee jumping, and I wanted to watch that. Synchronized bungee jumping.
I would do like the death diving. like the dodge diving.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
That's what I would do because that is so fun to watch.
Who would you send to meet the aliens when they show up on Earth?
Do they have to be alive?
Nope.
That's a hard one. I gotta come back to that one.
Yeah. It's a tough one. What's one movie that should never be remade?
Because it's terrible?
Or just it was too perfect the first time you saw it. It should not be remade. Like, I think The Princess Bride is a pretty perfect movie.
Yeah.
I don't think that should be touched ever again.
Yeah, that is a really good one. I don't know. I think that like all Marvel movies just need to cease to exist. I don't really like those.
You're talking to the right person, man. I think I've seen maybe 2 or 3 of them. Yeah, I agree with you.
But it's like Spider-Man's great.
Spider-Man's amazing.
Iron Man's all right, but they just beat that dead horse.
But like Iron Man got good like in the last 10 years. Like he was nothing in the comic books until Robert Downey Jr. became Iron Man.
Yeah.
It was all Spider-Man and X-Men.
Yeah.
And now it's like Hulk and Thor. I'm like,
It's because Robert's got that swag now.
Yeah, he really does. What's one musical act you wish you saw live?
One what?
Musical act that like, or band or anything that doesn't perform anymore that you wish you had the opportunity to have seen.
Well, I wish I got to see Alice in Chains, but I got to see Jerry Cantrell, which was cool.
How was that?
It was awesome. He played like my song, which was sick. But probably the like Legend of Zelda Symphony.
Oh,
like,
hell yeah.
That's that kind of video game music is like the best. I think.
What's it? We talked about that one. Since your last fight, how many edits have you seen from your fights pop up? Because I feel like all of a sudden you became like the anime edit guy in the UFC.
I can't tell you how many. Like
I get them sent to me.
I mean, they're mostly just the same clips now, so I don't really look anymore. Every once in a while, though, I will see something that's like me, something that I would make.
Do you find people are trying to like not copy your style, but like that style of editing in all of your edits or your YouTube videos? Like that's it's not like we've seen that before, but not in this MMA world, this landscape world.
I don't think so. I mean, everything comes from somewhere. Nobody like is able to create something completely new because like our definition of that is God.
Right.
Nobody's God, so I don't think so. But like, ironically, I did literally this morning see somebody got my like black hole tattoo, and like that's a pretty big commitment. That's crazy.
That's a big commitment, man.
Yeah.
The other day, Dustin Poirier posted that Chuck Norris followed him on Instagram.
I saw that.
And he wrote,
that's pretty huge.
He wrote, quote, "I win."
Yeah.
Who's your version of that? Like, if they followed you, you'd be like, "That's a wrap. I win."
If probably Tupac.
If Tupac followed you, because he's a lot. Yeah.
From wherever he is, Cuba.
What's your favorite Tupac song?
The one that's like, some say the darker the flesh and the deeper the root. What's that called?
I don't remember, but I know exactly what you're talking about. Dope Fiend's Diner is my favorite. That's just a sad one, though.
Yeah.
So I got like really into like Immortal Technique for like a good 4 or 5 years, and then like I just steered into like sad rap. He followed me on Twitter, and I tweeted like, "I guess I quit now." It's like in the span of a week, Lil B and Immortal Technique followed me.
Lil B is a good one.
Yeah, and I was like,
Face God.
What? And Riff Raff in like the span of a month. I was like, what's happening right now?
Keep your head up. That's the name of it.
There you go. Rank the Simpsons family from favorite to least favorite.
Bart.
Number 1?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Homer. The little baby.
Maggie.
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
Marge. And then
Lisa.
Yeah, Lisa.
Yeah, the saxophonist.
Yeah.
Yeah. You want to throw Abe in there, the grandfather?
Oh, I didn't even think about him. Yeah, he's probably last.
Yeah, he's a kooky dude.
Mr. Burns is up there, but he's not related.
What is a movie or TV scene that you've rewatched the most? Like you just go to YouTube and you're like, I need to rewatch this scene for some random reason.
Probably Neon Genesis.
Yeah.
I can like pick so many pieces from all the different adaptations of it and just like get something out of it.
Do you like the remakes, like the 111, 2? Do you like those a lot?
I actually think they do a really good job,
Very
even though
good.
it's like CGI. Like the summary, and then they'd always tell it a different way. So they show a different perspective, and yeah.
Which ending do you like? Like the original ending from the TV show, or the end of Neon Genesis when they kind of had an actual ending? I kind of like the weird open ending from the show.
Like I like all of them for different reasons. Like I love the Shinji's perspective and like that part of it. I love the end of Evangelion because the art and the scenes are sick in it, and like when Asuka's getting like impaled, like, and then actually the very end of like the most recent movie was like cool how it tied into the author's life, and like how the people had like representations as like, you know, I think Maki was like his wife or something. I saw End of Neon Genesis when I was like 13 in theaters, and it's the one when all of a sudden you see the crowd, like the real people, and I was sitting there just like, what is going on? I was like 13. I was like trying to process what I was seeing. Everyone was turning into like pools of blood, and like, I was like, what is going on right now? The liquid of life.
What's your most memorable movie poster you've seen, or one that stuck out in your mind?
Probably like a Star Wars one, because I used to do those as like puzzles all the time.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
What's your least favorite Star Wars? Because we talked about your favorite one, which drummed up a lot of conversation too, as Revenge of the Sith.
The one, I don't even know which one it is, but the one where like Obi-Wan and Darth Vader fight, and like
New Hope?
Yeah, like
the first one from like 77 or whatever.
Sucks.
Damn,
dude.
man. That's
so like they need to redo that. That was terrible.
Oh man, that's like one of my favorites too. I love the scene when Luke looks out and sees the two suns, and you get the epic orchestra.
Yeah,
that's some good moments. But I feel you.
Yeah, but it is kind of cool though how they're like fighting as though like they keep the theme of like their styles consistent from that moment. I can appreciate that.
Do you have a favorite Edgar Allan Poe story?
I liked The Raven. I read those so long ago. There's like The Raven, The Pendulum, and then wasn't there like one other?
The Red Death is a big one. The Cask of the Amontillado is the one where he gets put in the wall. He gets like sealed up in the wall. The Telltale Heart's a big one with the heartbeat under he kills the guy and puts him under the floorboards, and he hears his heartbeat. The three would be the Pin, the Pendulum, the Raven, the Telltale Heart.
I think I probably identify with the Raven one the most.
Yeah,
like, that one's my favorite.
That's D1.
Because I'm like a night owl and I have night terrors.
Do you have a favorite Nine Inch Nails song?
All the Love in the World, and then The Color of Green, I think it's called.
Something like that.
I gotta, just so I'm not wrong.
You're good.
You can ask another question.
A lot of these are just band related, because I assume you have listened to these. Do you have a favorite Radiohead song?
Sail to the Moon.
Hell yes. Do you have a favorite Joy Division song?
The one that's on Tony Hawk. I can't remember the name. The classic one, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater.
Oh, okay. Which Tony Hawk Pro Skater?
Now I'm searching my mind for too many.
4 has the zoo, 3 has 2 has the hangar. Anyway, do you have a favorite Cramps song?
Can Hardly Stand It.
Yeah.
The only one.
That's the only one you like by them?
Pretty much.
Oh man.
I was thinking a Certain Shade of Green, but that's by Incubus. So yeah, All the Love in the World.
Do you have a favorite Death Grip song?
That's kind of hard. I like Birds a lot, and I love that they let Robert Pattinson play guitar on that.
I have a poster of like Death Grips, Robert Pattinson, Beyonce.
Yeah, like, that's such a good picture.
It's like on my.
I love that picture.
I read every article about that incident. I have consumed where they went to Beyonce and they were like, "Do you want to meet Death Grips?" She was like, "All right," but they wanted to use that as an album cover. She wouldn't let them.
Yeah, dude, Beyonce is pretty tapped in with like the hardcore culture. Like she was playing like JPEG at her last concert.
Such an icon.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of giving bad people good ideas. I think that's like my jam by Death Grips.
Giving bad people
good ideas. Yeah. I saw them perform it was called Trunk Space.
Oh, you saw them?
Yeah, it was like 60 people. and the venue never reopened.
Wow.
Because it was just anarchy in there.
Yeah.
That was...
I like Beware a lot. Too,
oh, yeah. Do you have a favorite Crystal Castle song?
Yeah, probably like... there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
Kerosene, Doe Deer, Empathy, Violent Dreams, Sadist. Like, I just posted that on my story. Celestica.
Yeah. What's your highest score in Guitar Hero?
I don't know because I play on Clone Hero. So it's all like, I mean, those scores are different.
Yeah.
Do you know what Clone Hero is?
Absolutely not.
It's Guitar Hero, but you download it on your PC, and you can pretty much download like any song, and like the community maps.
Oh yes, yeah, I've seen like streamers do that a lot.
Yeah,
right? yeah. Because I see the joke ones where people like submit songs, and then people are just like, "What the fuck is this song?" And then it's like a remix of a remix of a remix.
Yeah, I can guarantee like not many people will beat me at Impulse.
Damn,
if they want to challenge me.
You famously once said, "I hate the movie The Joker." I also hate the movie The Joker. I interviewed José Benavides once, and he said that was his favorite movie of the year when it came out. He rewatched it and said, that was a terrible movie. I go, yes, it was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he like full circle momented it. So why don't you like The Joker? And I'll tell you why I don't like The Joker.
I don't like it because it tries too hard to be crazy. Like the whole dancing part and like
on the stairs and everything.
Yeah, like that when he went into that bathroom and started dancing, and like the best part of that movie is when they're in the room and the midget like can't reach. That's like brilliant, but everything else in that movie I think is terrible. Like the spin on mental health and like how dramatic they tried to make it. The soundtrack is awful. I don't know if they couldn't get clearance on like music, but there's so many things about that.
So bad. As someone who's consumed way too much Batman content in his life, didn't think it needed to be a Batman movie. That could have just been a mental health movie.
Exactly,
like the Joker don't need it. I don't like how someone in the Joker mask kills Batman's parents, which as a result, because they're the rich people, so then Batman is essentially the champion of the 1%. Because his parents were 1%ers that were victims. Just a bummer of a movie.
Yeah, it was a weird way they tried to like tie it in.
The only part of the movie I liked is the few seconds when he's going out on the talk show and the curtains are closed and just kind of dancing to himself. I think that is the only part of the movie that's very Joker-esque.
No, he did a good job acting.
He was good for what it was.
The movie just was not great.
This is a weird question that I've asked Chris Curtis, and he had a few thoughts. Have you seen the show Doug?
Doug?
Yeah. Have you seen the cartoon show Doug? Would be an irrelevant question then, because there's a character who has blue skin that is up for debate whether he's black or not. And Chris Curtis is very adamant that Skeeter is. He's very adamant that Skeeter is black, and I needed to ask someone else to get their opinion on it.
Really?
Yeah, it's online.
I mean, if you have a picture of him, maybe
I'll show you. I'll show you. My phone's over there, but like on the internet, there is like a debate whether, because there's no black characters, but there's a lot of blue and green characters. There's a hot debate whether Skeeter is. Yeah, he's got it. Skeeter Valentine.
Yeah, he's black.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I know where that's from.
Yeah.
I haven't watched it.
Hell yeah. Chris Curtis is very adamant. Who is the most normal, quote unquote, strange person that you've met? Like, you've heard stories like, oh, this is a weird dude or girl, and then you meet them and you're like, they weren't that weird.
Wait, like who's the weirdest or who's not the weirdest?
Who is the most normal person that you've met that people have kind of, like, they came to you and they're like, this person is odd, and then you meet them and they're not odd?
I don't really know, because like I have a pretty high threshold for that. I can tell you who like is pretty weird that I've met.
That was my next one. Who's the weirdest normal person you've met?
Victor Barragan.
Why?
He's just strange. I love him. Like he's I think he's like so brilliant, but he's just strange.
He's just an odd dude.
Like just his
David Bowie or Freddie Mercury?
David Bowie.
Yeah. Speaking, his last album was very heavily influenced by Death Grips too. That Black Star.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he said he was listening to him a lot, and then I think it was like Black Star or whatever, the one that came out right before he died. That's very, like, if you re-listen to it with that information,
know that.
it kind of clicks for you for a bit. Do you have a favorite? Just a couple more. Do you have a favorite album of 2025?
Of 2025,
Besides your own?
besides what?
Then don't you have
Mine?
one? Yeah.
No, definitely not mine. I don't even know like what came out this year.
There's not a whole lot this. I mean, Lil Sims just came out with a good one. Clips is coming out with a good one.
Yeah.
It's not been a whole lot of good rock ones yet. I guess Waves is coming out with one that's supposed to be pretty good. Turnstile.
Yeah. I would say honestly that Ethel Cain album, or I don't know, a lot of techno music that's come out this year, but they're all so sparse and formless.
And then last one for me, just because I always end it with one MMA question. In one of your videos, you said you were lucky to have seen both sides of this sport now after your last fight. So just how has just life in general been since then?
It's been good. It's just like so fast. Like the older you get, the more time slips through your fingers. So things have been fast paced, but I've been like just in town around people that are super important to me, and I kind of like hone back in and close my circle a little bit more, which has been good. Yeah, I think I just see like a good opportunity, and I feel lucky that I've been presented with like adversity at such a good time in my life. So, yeah, things have been good.
Well, it's good to hear, man. And thanks again for the chat.
Yeah.
I feel like as soon as you were announced, I didn't see the original announcement. I just started getting messages.
Oh,
so I
yeah.
go, what happened to Payton? And then I like searched, I'm like, oh, he has a fight. I guess we should probably talk. Because everyone started messaging me.
Yeah.
So anyway, appreciate the chat again, and good luck on Saturday. I'll talk to you
Thank
tomorrow,
you, man.
media day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.